Hi, my name is Diana. I'm from Devera Creations. Welcome back if you have been following me for a while, and if not, welcome. I am here to show you a new pattern from Carly of Let's Socialize Designs. It is a great scrap buster. I love it. It doesn't take long to make. Great for craft fairs, markets. You are just going to love it. There are two versions. These are called Katy on the go. We have one here, which attaches to a tumbler with a handle, and it has an S clip or a bra clip, so you can carry it like this. You can add your keys, chapstick, cards, cash. This is a really good size. You don't need a lot, especially when you're out and about. This is just a really cute. Really cute. So this is the strap version. This one is the scrunchy version. So you can just slip it on. It has a gate ring, so you can attach your keys on there, or you can attach this to your belt buckle or your purse or whatever. It's just a clip that you would just push in and slip your items through there. So we have Katy on the go with the strap, Katy on the go with your scrunchie. Both cute versions, great to have. Make one of each. Make only one. I highly suggest you make them both. I think they are so cute. Again, these are great scrap busters. Hopefully you will enjoy the video. Like I said, it's not a long video. It's a quick one. And please go to Carly's page, Let's Socialize Designs, to pick up your pattern. I will have all the information down below in the comments. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will do my best to answer them as soon as I receive them. Thank you, and have a good day. Let's go over the pieces for the Katy on the go. We have the two main pieces. We have the front and the back, and then we have the lining for the front and the back. Everything you see here is also interfaced, and I am using waterproof canvas, which is this one, and water resistant, and I'll explain why I have two different ones. Okay, after that we have, this is the zipper panel of one exterior and one lining, and here we have the gusset, exterior and lining, and then we have the mesh pocket, and we have the zipper, elastic, and this is the scrunchy piece. We have an S hook here. Let me lift it up for you. These they use for the bras, where it's open on one side and the other side is closed. And then we have the tri-glide. And then we have the O-ring, O-gate ring. And this one opens and closes just by squeezing it, right? Doing this with one hand right there. Okay. And then since I don't have a 1/2 inch binding or webbing, I am going to create my own. Now for the S ring, I purchased that on Amazon, and this is what it looks like. It comes in here, and this is what I purchased. Hopefully you can see that. And then this is the 1-inch tri-glide, which I also purchased on Amazon. Now these are the plastic ones. They do have metal ones, but I was having a hard time finding the 1-inch size. All right, let's begin. Oh, before we go further, there are two versions to the Katy on the go. One which you can put on a tumbler with a handle, and another one that you can put around a coffee cup, almost like a sleeve. So that is why I have a scrunchie version. So I'm going to show you both versions in case you decide to choose to do one over the other. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so I'm going to be making two versions. So you might see me sewing two different fabrics, or I may just show you this one and do the other one off camera. But for right now, what you need is the one front exterior and one lining. And like I said, they are interfaced. Let me tell you, we're going to put them wrong sides together, clip them, and we're going to baste the outer edges. Just in case you hear noises in the background, I have two so-called puppies, and they like to make a lot of noise. And make sure you mark your centers on everything. That's going to be helpful as we go down the line. I haven't done it yet, but I will do so. All right, I'm going to baste everything. Turn my machine on. I am using a Juki DDL 8700, and the foot I have here is a Teflon foot that I got from Wawak, and it is a zipper foot, which I tend to sew with all the time, and I love to sew with it. And that's what you have. The next item we'll be grabbing is our mesh pocket and our fold-over tape. This is mine is a 3/4 inch fold-over tape. And what I did was I put a 1/4 inch double-sided tape on the back. And I'm going to remove the backing. And tape it to the mesh pocket. The double-sided tape I use is from Wawak, so it's extremely sticky. It does the job. When you get your fingers on it, forget it. Okay, we're going to fold it over, meet the edges, and then we're going to stitch along the inner portion of the tape. And that's done. Let's bring back our outer piece, our exterior piece that we basted together. On the back, we're going to line up the bottom of the mesh pocket to the bottom of the lining side, lining piece. It will be bigger. Don't worry about that. We're just going to clip it and stitch all around. Just make sure that it is straight. Align my bottom piece. Don't worry about the overhanging at the moment because we can clip that after we stitch this in place. Okay, we will be stitching right around the edges here. Okay, don't forget to back stitch at beginning and end. I'm going to baste that in place. Make sure you hold your mesh down. Follow your lining, not the mesh. Looks like I ran out of bobbin. Ran out of bobbin thread, but that's okay because I have 2 more. So that's what it'll look like. And what I will do is I will trim to have it match, to line up with the liner piece. And that's it. Oop. That's the front exterior, and that's the mesh on the inside pocket. Next item we will need is our zipper and our zipper panels. We need the one exterior and the one interior. Make sure you mark your centers on the top and the bottom of the exterior. And since I used a Sharpie, it went through the back, so it'll help me if I need it. And I also added a 1/8 inch double-sided tape on the top. Instead of doing it on the zipper, I added a zipper tape. I added it to the panels. Now what you're going to do is you're going to remove the backing of the double-sided tape. And we're going to align the zipper tape. Your exterior panel is facing right side up. Here's my zipper tape. I'm going to be pulling it right side down, so right side to right side, and I'm going to match my center marking. Now your zipper tape will be a little bit longer, but that's totally okay. Do not trim it. Now we're going to do the same thing to this side. We're going to take the lining piece. I'm going to remove the double-sided tape and add it to the back. I also marked the back of the zipper tape as well. Okay, now we're going to stitch that together. Please look at your instructions for the seam allowance. I'm going to back stitch at beginning and end. That's all set. Okay, we're going to separate the pieces away from the zipper tape, and then we're going to top stitch. So you can finger press or you can press it with an iron. Let me just trim these extra pieces here. My feathers. And now I'm going to top stitch. This is a fairly easy project to sew, and you can easily do it with a fat quarter or your scrap pieces. And you can knock a bunch out in one afternoon and be ready for a market. Okay. And this is what it'll look like. I think I've had chickens here with all these feathers sticking out. Okay. Okay, we are going to bring in our exterior gusset piece and our lining gusset piece. And before I do anything, I'm going to trim the excess zipper tape. Now you want to take your exterior gusset piece, place it exterior side to exterior side. Okay. This way. I'm going to clip the edges together. Flip it over, and I'm going to attach my lining piece. I'm going to baste that in place. Back stitch beginning and end. Not that I have to constantly repeat myself. Then we're going to flip it out. So you'll have wrong sides together. And we will be top stitching right here. Now we're going to bring this side of the gusset piece and meet the other end. Again, right sides together. And the same thing with the lining piece. And repeat the same process. Going to put a clip here so that my zipper tape doesn't shift. Flip it out. And repeat on this side. Now what you can do is flip it inside out to make it easier to stitch. And we will stitch right there. Just want to make sure everything is aligned properly. And that's what you have. Very cute. So now you have your gusset piece together. I'm going to clip these excess loose threads. I don't want them getting in the way of my final product. Okay, now that this is complete, what we're going to do is we're going to baste just the gusset piece. This piece, not the whole thing. Just from there to there on either side. So I'm going to flip it inside out and just do it from there to there. And like I said, it's just a basting stitch. It's just to keep the pieces together. And make sure they are lined up correctly. And then continue to the other side. Make sure I flatten my pieces. And there we are. Okay, we have our back panel now, and we're going to do the same thing that we did to the front. So, wrong sides together. And then we will baste all the way around. That one's done. Okay, in this portion of the video, things are going to change. So I'm going to show you two versions. I'm going to show you the one with the S hook, the one that we will clip around a tumbler like this with a handle. And then we'll have another version. So after I show you this version, I'm going to show you the one with the scrunchie for a bottle like this that does not have the handle. All right, so I'm going to start with this bottle. What you will need is your S-hook and your 2-inch wide elastic. We're going to feed it through the bottom, through the closed section. Notice my hook is going down. I'm going to clip that together. I'm going to take the back panel that I basted and I'm going to align it right there. Grab my little ruler. And put it right there. And I'm going by the elastic, not the S-hook. Okay. So this is what it'll look like. Now you'll grab your other elastic and your tri-glide. You're going to feed it through. We're going to do it this way. Feed it through. I'm going to tuck in my edge. Just like that. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So it should be about 3/8 of an inch. I think that's what she said. Perfect. And then clip. So this is what it'll look like. So this is like the inside of the elastic and this will be like the outer piece. Okay, now that I switched out to my white thread, I'm going to stitch that there. My German Shepherd's crying in the background or whining. She does what she does best. Okay. Now we're going to take this end. Let me seal those edges. Okay. Now that that's stitched, I'm going to take this end, feed it through the top and over. Okay, so once you feed this through, you're going to take your open end, not this side, but this open end, and we're going to align it on this side. And we're going to stitch that as well as this side. Well, I already stitched it, but we're going to stitch that down. Take your ruler, align everything, and then stitch that right on your seam allowance. we go. So this way, when you hook it up, it goes like that. Isn't that cute? All right, so we're going to move on to the scrunchie version. Okay, this is going to be the scrunchie version. So I have my long piece of fabric here. I'm going to clip it right sides together, and I marked my center. And we're going to clip it lengthwise. And we're going to stitch down the open end. Back stitch beginning and end. Please make sure you read the instructions for the seam allowance. It does change throughout the pattern. Now we will flip it inside out. Okay. That took longer than I wanted it to. Let me just clip these threads. If I can find the scissors that I had in my hand. Actually, where's my... I'll grab my lighter, see if I can... Remove the pin. Okay, much better. Let me throw these threads out. Okay, you kind of want to try to open the seam like that. And this side. Okay, I found my scrunchie. I'm going to, my elastic for the scrunchie. I'm going to use the bodkin. And I'm going to feed it through. Be careful that the elastic doesn't go all the way in. Just keep an eye on it. Okay, it's right there. Grab it. Clip it together. Going to put it in the center. And clip there. I'm going to keep pulling all the way to the other end. Pull it all the way through. Try to keep your scrunchie straight. Okay. It's stuck somewhere around here. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm holding on to it. Let's pull the bodkin out. Butterfly my seams open. Center the elastic. Let me flip it over. Sorry, I wasn't in frame. I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. Trying to align everything. That's the center. And there we go. Clip that end. Make sure my elastic is straight. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to stitch the edge with the elastic. Make sure you grab the elastic so that you don't lose it and it doesn't go flying back in. And stitch your open edge, your open ends. Okay, repeat the other side. Back stitch. Okay, I'm going to grab my exterior piece, my back exterior piece. Looking for my ruler. Here it is. And we're going to clip one end here. Make sure that your seam is on the inside. And then bring it to the other side. And clip that there. Okay, now let's stitch that on. Hold it in place. So that it doesn't move. And this is what it looks like. So this will slip over the bottle like that, or your coffee cup. And then the other one, remove it from the clip. Feed it through. And there it is. And then you can adjust it if you need to. So those are the two different versions. Let's move on to our next step. We're getting close to the final. Okay, so before I put the scrunchie aside, I'm going to add the 1/2" tab. I don't have a 1/2" webbing, at least in the color that I need, so I'm just gonna quickly stitch down on both sides and attach it to the scrunchie. Okay, I'm going to attach it right here and just do a quick stitch right along the edge. Just a top stitch to hold it, just a basting stitch just to hold it in place. Okay, and that's all set. Okay, here you want to make sure that all your pieces are marked. You mark all your centers on the zipper portion, on the inside of everything, front and back of all your pieces. I'm going to set this one aside for now, and we're going to turn this inside out, and we're going to attach your back to your zipper, right sides together, matching all your markings. If you need to unzip your zipper to get it out the way, do so. If you decide you want to use staples, feel free to use staples. Okay, now that we have everything clipped, we are going to baste along the edges. Again, make sure you keep an eye on your seam allowance. Check the pattern instructions for the seam allowances. Okay, we are just basting. Okay, my machine is not moving. Okay, now that it has been basted on, I'm going to work with the other side. In the meantime, just make sure my zipper's open. And now I'll be working on this side with the mesh piece. Make sure my centers are aligned first. And then I'm going to work all the way around. Have everything clipped. Now like I did with this side, I will be basting. I'm going to baste on the gusset side, which makes it much easier. Okay, that side is done. All right, we're in the home stretch. The last thing we're going to do is grab our bias tape, fold over elastic, and we are going to attach it all the way around and stitch it on. Start at the bottom. You're going to clip it. And when you get to your corners, just stretch it out. It will help ease into the corners. Okay, I'm going to work, now that I have it all clipped, I'm going to work from the gusset side and stitch all the way around. Have my zipper open all the way to make it easier. And again, I'm going to start from the bottom. Okay, very cute. Check everything on this side. I'm going to check the inside. Everything took. Okay, so now we're going to repeat with the other side and we should be done after this. Okay, got all the binding. Make sure you check this side and the inside. Make sure you catch all your binding. You didn't miss anything. Okay, let's flip it inside out. Everything looks good so far. Oh my goodness, this is so adorable. Okay, I have to catch a little more in there on the bottom. Then on this side, everything looks good. Zipper looks good. All right, so it's this side here. Let me just stitch a little more here, stitch a little more here, and we should be all done. Everything looks good. That's the inside. That's your pocket for your cards. Let me grab a card. Excuse my girls. Hey! Gift card will fit in there, no problem. This is really cute. You can put your zippers in here. I'm sorry, your keys, change, extra zipper, extra cards. Let me pull out the corners. Look at that. That is so adorable. All right. Let's put it on our bottle. This is the one with the S-clip. Pull it through the handle. Nice and snug. And there you are. Now let me show you the one with the scrunchie. So here they are. Here's the one with the scrunchie. Wraps around the bottle. And then this one is the one that clips behind the handle. So the right way the zipper is this way. The zipper should be on the outer side, not on the inner. But regardless, they both came out cute. I love it. These are so cute. And when you go out, you can take them with you. When you go jogging, you can put this around your sleeve, around your arm. Put your keys, cards, or whatever you need in them. And that's it. I hope you like it. Follow Let's Socialize Designs so that you can get the pattern and see what other testers have also made. Thank you for watching.